Biology Part 196. Well, we talk about the genetical values of these plants and the grafting technique in fruit trees for the orchards. Most fruit trees and roses are produced commercially in this way. Popular varieties originating in single individual plant have been propagated repeatedly to produce millions of new individuals with the same desirable features. For example, all Macintosh red apples are genetically identical. Most plants are capable of vegetative reproduction or gain the advantage of the rapid spread in suitable conditions with the perennation occupation of the same favorable habitat from one year to the next. However, long-term survival in the production of offspring able to colonize new environments usually requires sexual productions, as described later in our tutorial. Flower structure. Flowers are the reproductive organs formed of the angiosperms, that is, dictyledons, and the monocotyledons. Typically, they consist of four concentric rings or whorls of the structures attached to a swollen region. The receptacle at the tip of the flower stalk and the pedicel. Number 1. Calyx. The outermost whorl or the calyx consists of the sepals, which are normally green and leaf-like, which serve to protect the flower before the flower opens. Number 2. Corolla. The corolla consists of petals. These are often large and brightly colored and may possess nectaries to attract insects or other organisms. Together, the calyx and corolla constitute the perianth of the flower. Number 3. Androecium. This is formed by the male reproductive parts of the flower called the stamens. Each stamens consists of the stalk-like filament supporting another inside which pollen is produced. Number 4. Gynoecium. The gynoecium is composed of the female reproductive parts of the flower called the carpels. These may be attached separately to the receptacle or may be fused to make a more complex structure. The swollen base of each carpel is called the ovary and may contain one or more ovules, while upper region consists of a stalk-like style with the swollen region or stigma in its tip. All these structures can be identified in the diagram, which shows a half flower of the meadow buttercup and the ranunculus acri. You should study this diagram and reread the description given above before proceeding to the next one. Formation of gametes. Pollen grains and male gametes. The process of the male gamete formation occurs in the anthers is summarized. During the growth anther in the flower bud, four regions of the fertile sporogenous tissues are formed. Each of these is surrounded by a sterile layer or a tapetum consisting of the nutritive cells. A great number of mitotic divisions occur within the sporogenous tissue and producing the swollen mass of cells known as microspore mother cells. At this stage, the mitotic activity ceases and each microspore mother cells divides, this time by meiosis, to produce four haploid microspores, each of which gives rise to the pollen grain as illustrated in the figure. These develop a hot resistant outer wall in the exine and an inner cellulose wall called the intine. This single haploid nucleus inside divides to form a pollen tube nucleus and generative nucleus, which will later divide again to form two male gametes. It is important to realize that the pollen grain is not itself a male gamete. It is a more complex structure which serves to contain transport in the male gametes, which are marked nuclei to the female parts of the flower.